92.3 K-Rock.
It's 92.3 K-Rock, the Rock of New York. This evening, starting the first of 3 shows at Terminal 5 in New York, are the Raconteurs, and they're here this afternoon. How are you?
Great. Good.
How's the tour been going?
So far, so good.
Yeah?
It's been really great.
You've been out on the road for quite a few weeks now, haven't you?
Yeah. We've done 2 or 3, like, 2-week runs, 2 or 3-week runs, and yeah, everything's kind of swimmingly.
Now, when you made the debut album, you hadn't played a gig. You played loads of gigs, obviously, off the back of the debut album, and you know, now you're back out on the road again. Do you think that the second album has benefited from having been together as a band and kind of gelled on the road and being a proper unit rather than a bunch of friends that got together in Brendan's studio?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I think we became a band on that last tour. And yeah, before that, we were just kind of friends and hadn't really, although we'd been friends for a long time and, you know, watched each other play for a long time, we'd never played together. So, and yeah, this record, I think, kind of reflects that, you know, how the chemistry that's developed. If you had to put it into words, how would you define the difference between a bunch of friends that are musicians getting together for a jam that kind of became the debut album and an actual full-blown band? Well, I think a band is, being in a working, a good band, like the Stones were the best example, I think, of a great band. I mean, you know, kind of the pieces that make up this whole thing, you know, it's kind of rare. I think it's a lot, and I think it's really uncommon nowadays. I don't really notice a whole lot of, like, bands like that where I feel like they have this, it's like intuitive and it's, you know, they gel. You know? When you're getting together and you're planning sort of Raconteurs time, does it take a lot more planning and maybe you have to be a lot more wary of making use of every bit of time you're together because you've all got outside projects going on? So maybe there can't be so much drinking going on. You can't be as lazy, like every second you're together counts, kind of thing.
I think we're not lazy with any of our other things. It's always trying to keep busy, trying to keep ourselves busy, and no matter what band we're working on at the time. So
it's not hard to be disciplined. It's more kind of a drive of the fact that you want to just keep making music in whatever guys you're making music in at the time. Yeah. And when you hit the road, I mean, what do you get that's different from being in the Raconteurs to being different in your own bands? Is there a completely different feel? I mean, when you're writing material, do you know whether you're going to put it forward as Raconteurs material or material for other projects? Yeah, I think. Well, as far as the songs go, I think they sort of speak to you, you know, and kind of tell you where they want to go and. And there's been a few times I think maybe
sometimes they're wrong.
Yeah, we play a song. It's like, well, I don't think, you know, this is not the right song for us or whatever. We don't all get it, or, you know. But yeah. So.
Let's talk about Rush releasing the album. Everyone, or at least the bands. Okay, let's talk about Rush releasing an album. Wasn't that great? Who knew they could come up with something?
They made several, and it was about
But
time.
who knew they could come up with something that good this far into their career?
Exactly.
All right, that was us talking about Rush releasing an album. Now let's talk about you, Rush, releasing the album. The bands that can afford to do it are very into sort of turning the industry on its head and coming up with different ideas of getting the music out there because you can basically now. Did that system work for you? Because obviously, you know, the album's been out for a while now.
Yeah, we did it kind of the opposite of that. We were just like, we don't need the, you know, how long have you heard about Indiana Jones? You know what I mean? We didn't really need that.
Well,
I think it would have been cooler if Indiana Jones just would have came out. Holy, you know, there's an Indiana Jones movie. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna go see it. Now it's like, okay, yeah, wait.
We did the premiere for that the other week.
It was on every format.
I'll wait on
video.
I'll wait till
DVD.
I'm on a plane.
Yeah. I think that's a good move.
But with hindsight, having just gone, right, the album's done, we're going to put it out, and you know, it'll reach your record store as soon as possible. Are you happy with the way that turned out? That was the right thing to do.
Yeah, we're totally happy. And it was, you know, it was a feat too. You know, it was. I think a lot of people think that was like an easy way to do it, but it was actually a really hard way to do it. You know, we were doing artwork at the same time we were mastering, and you know, basically, you know, the day we turned everything in, masters and artwork, it was, you know, how long can they press vinyl? Okay, it'll take 2 weeks.
Right.
Then call the CD plant.
Wow.
That's what we want to do.
What about the people around you? Were they like going, "You're crazy, can't we just do a standard release or do it some other way"?
Actually, that was a surprising
the labels were
thing.
totally
Like, the labels were into it, and I thought we would have to fight for that with them, but
or make a bunch of compromises or something.
Yeah.
But they were cool with it.
Yeah.
And the people that had to wait a little bit longer for it to reach their local record store were quite happy that you were trying something different.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess.
It's like, you know, it would be, in a perfect world, it would be great if everybody could get it on the same exact day. But that almost seems like, you know,
it's too much out of our control.
Yeah, that's like
There's too many
variables.
Yeah.
We're in charge of making the music. We're in charge of making the way we present that music, put it together, package it.
I think a truck broke down, like, for example, like a truck broke down delivering records somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but they didn't get.
It really came down to that.
It's kind of nice, when you're talking about the fact that a truck breaking down causes a problem rather than someone's broadband server breaking down, so they can't illegally get the music before they should.
Somebody hitting the wrong button.
Totally,
releasing it early.
Let's talk about you performing with some of your famous friends watching, because you did a big long tour with Dylan, and also I read that when you were on this leg of the tour in London, Mick Jagger and Ronnie Wood were standing on the side of the stage, right, at Hammersmith watching. Is that a little bit off-putting, a little bit scary, kind of being observed by Jagger?
I think it made us, because that was a great show for us. I think it made us play a great show. I don't know out of what reason for that. Maybe. Yeah, exactly. Seeing Mick Jagger over there staring at you.
Did it feel like that? You were playing on stage and you're looking to your left and it's like, oh, Jagger's looking.
Yeah, knowing that Ron Wood is like 10 feet away from me. You know? Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking, but it did kind of just, it was fuel. It was like...
Yeah.
You know.
I think I broke everything on the drum kit that night.
I think
it was
did,
just like, powerhouse.
Excellent. So, and what about Dylan? Did he have the same effect when you were opening up for him?
That was different because he didn't... I'm not sure. He never really watched.
He would watch us at sound check and stuff.
Yeah. Right.
I think he came out for sometimes for part of the set. I'm sure maybe it was harder for him because it was his shows.
Yeah.
So everybody's there to see Dylan. So it's not like he could just sneak on stage.
It's not like having.
Oh my God, there's Bob Dylan. Like it wasn't like.
It's not like having your show and having half the Rolling Stones on the guest list.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Actually, they kind of barged in.
Yeah.
Well, they probably can, to be honest, can't they?
Yeah, exactly.
You weren't going to go, no, don't let me. Jagger's downstairs? No way.
Yeah, they paid.
Thinking about the future, how far ahead do you plan in the land of the Raconteurs? I know the tour's got a way to go now, but you've all got other commitments. I mean, how far ahead have you planned for, if you like, this cycle of the band?
We do, like, small commitments.
Yeah, we haven't planned anything beyond this tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, Brendan's got a record that he's almost finished with. We have a record that we're almost finished with. You know, Jack's working on who knows what.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're all committed to this right now, and then, we'll see what happens next.
And I guess the fact that it's still so much fun, and you've come this far, means that there's no reason why you can't keep on picking it up when you feel like it for the next 20 years, if you want.
We live in the same
rules.
town, and it would be easy. And
excellent. Well, there are 3 shows coming up at Terminal 5 in New York. The first one's tonight, so I bet let you get to sound check, I guess.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.